How do, everybody?
Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to Tooth and Claw. In this case, episode 4, The Stars in Our Scars, or The Scars in Our Stars. To be honest, I came up with a name and I still mix them up. We are into our 4th episode with me running for Ashley. Ashley, would you care to catch me up where you recall?
So I went with. Hold on, I have notes. I went with. So I wanted to head to Oregon to Multnomah Falls, but then when I went to tell Libretta, when I went to pack up and then leave, Libretta said she wanted me to still stay because she wanted to use my abilities to study the worm's nest in the basement. And so me and her went down there, and I wanted to try to get past the man that was kind of standing in the way of the entrance. So I bum rushed him. And
Pretty
we
much.
toppled we toppled into this weird world that was definitely not the Hissel.
Very much not the Hissel.
Yeah, and it seemed like it was the Southwest. The old Wild Wild West is what I meant.
It definitely feels frontierish.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we left off, right?
No, because then he was like, "How did you get in here?" or "How did you get out?" or something like that, and he was like, he kept talking about stuff that didn't really make sense, and I was able to pull him out. And
Right.
then Libretta's people took him away to hold him captive, sort of.
Yes. And I believe you went back through to see if you could
Yeah,
feel the junction between worlds. Like, this is unlike any other locus you've ever been through.
right.
Um you've been through some weird ones in your life, if not this game. And this one is very different. Very, very, very different from what you were used to. Because while there is normally a sense of shifting from one world into another, going from the flesh to the shadow, this place doesn't feel like the shadow. For a brief split micron thin second, it feels kind of like the shadow, and then it passes directly into whatever this is.
Right.
So, all right. That is
But
about
I ended up being back in. I went back in.
back into the back, like to the other side. The
Yeah, to the frontier town.
yes.
But I do need to try to figure out how to get some essence before I can really do anything because I'm low. It took a lot to pull that guy out.
It did.
So if I
Um
can't do it here, I'll have to just
well,
find somewhere else.
the good news is this area, if you want to shift your sight over to the Hissel, you can see that there is sort of a funnel of energy very gently flowing its way out of this plane and back to the one that you came from, where you usually spend your time. And looking at that breach, you can feel that a surprising amount of energy has sort of gathered in the shoals of its edge. So you can feed off of that if you want.
Okay, how many points can I get back?
I want to say, let's see what was spent.
I
Um,
spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
no, I mean other forces.
Oh,
You can gather 5.
it's not bad.
The essence itself tastes somewhat of desperation, um, a strange sense of release, um, Definitely a bit of a fanatic thing. As you like bring the essence into you, you feel the heady rush of obsession for a moment. It's not enough to affect you. You're a werewolf, but you can sense the spirits that have been feeding off of this energy and sort of coalescing ever so slightly. By taking this energy, you are effectively denying them what they need to become full-fledged spirits someday. But maybe that's a good thing because these particular spirits feel just kind of like so you've got that, and for a second you get that too much coffee vibe.
Oh, good.
Hate of espresso before it okay. But you sweep it clean and scoop it in, and you have gained that much essence. Um, it is a little unusual to see quite this much essence gathered around a locus. Um, that being said, the locus also feels less stable than you've encountered before. Not like it's going to go away. It feels stable in that it is anchored to this point, but the volume of energy and the overall strength of it is a little bit variable. It shifts, and it's very strange. Something is very off about it. There's almost a metallic tang to the air. When your hands get close, the little hairs on the back of your arm raise up like they're too close to a TV diode. There's a static ionization at work here. Feels very peculiar. So, the move is yours.
Did my gun go through with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You have your gun tucked into its holster at the small of your back. You have your badge if you were wearing that. You have anything that you were carrying with you at the time.
Oh, okay. I didn't bring my badge because, well, I mean, I guess IRS is good anywhere in the United States, but
I
I
mean,
don't know what this place is.
is this the United
Well,
States?
exactly. So, did I time travel again? Who knows? All right. So, what am I? So like the room that you said it was like is like a saloon, or no? The doors just kind of open like a.
There are doors that would open like a saloon. The place itself seems like it has closed up. Like it's closed for business. But there's yeah, there are two swinging doors as though for a saloon with a curtain rod above them. Uh, you're guessing because it's not good to have an open portal to the outside year round. Um, basic glass windows, but they're relatively small. Wood frames. Everything's wood around you. Wood floor, wood walls, wood ceiling. Um, yeah, this could be a general store or maybe a saloon. There is a door in the back, but aside from that, this looks.
So does it look abandoned?
This particular building doesn't so much look abandoned. There's no signs of neglect. It just looks unoccupied.
Okay, I was gonna say, but
Um,
there's nobody here.
no-
I'll check out the back room.
okay. Uh, passing to the back, the door gives a faint squee as you open it. Um, it's funny, but the hinges sound a little bit different from what you're used to. And that sounds like a petty detail, but it's true. um, when you pass into the back room, you can see that there are a number of boxes stacked up, all wooden crates. Um, every one of them says to Seattle.
I was gonna say
Uh,
dynamite.
it's no, they all say to Seattle, and they all list off Pioneer Square, but none of them say where they're from. There's also a few rather longer crates, which you would judge could carry a coffin or a body.
Hmm.
All of them are sealed up.
Can I open one of the smaller ones?
Opening up the smaller one, you can see that it has a selection of bottles packed into it with straw packed around dividers, like little wooden insert dividers. Each of the bottles is made from colored glass. You see red, green, and blue with a little bit of smear of glue with nicely printed labels on the front, done in that old timey fashion. Dr. Gordbort's deionizing miracle solution, uh, you know, Professor Plum Bob's uh, miracle treatment for the croup. It's like you don't know if this is snake oil crap or if this is like medicine, but I mean it's all cocaine.
Medicine.
It's all cocaine. We can just assume that.
Okay, what if I'm gonna open up a big box?
You brace yourself somewhat for a body, and then you remember you'd probably smell it. Um
If it was on ice, maybe not.
Maybe not, but probably so. Um but you pry it up, and inside you can see a row of rifles.
That was the first thing I thought it was gonna be when you said a big box. I was like, okay, so guns.
Yep, these are long guns. These are rifles. These are, let's see. Uh you're looking at like old school Winchesters.
Okay. Are there bullets?
Yep.
Okay, so can I go back out and just kind of like peek out and see like how people are dressed? Because I doubt that I'm dressed to be in this area.
You are most certainly not. When you peek out the door, you can see that the uh, people are walking around in outfits that you would describe as being not historically accurate. There's, I mean, the ladies' dresses are showing quite a bit of shoulder, but
Okay.
definitely still have that sort of Western appeal. A fair number of the guys are dressed, nicely. The cut of it is fairly, uh, you know, ambitious and upper class, but is cut from a rough buckskin material. So there's a curious mixture of the frontier and the dandy. That's not everybody. There are street workers in their shirt sleeves. There's hawkers and newspaper callers and, you know, some dude in a tall hat on a velocipede.
Yeah, but
Um,
like jeans and a t-shirt are gonna stick out like a sore thumb. So
I don't know if you see any denim
yeah, so
around here.
okay, well, can I search around the back and see if there's like clothes?
Let's see. As a matter of fact, there is.
Yes.
Um, Going through the boxes, you spot a few more things. Some rough fishing equipment, some farming equipment, a selection of children's dolls, um, an entire setup of like inks, pens, papers, and one of those small writing desks. And you find a small collection of clothes. And they come in men's and women's uh, styles, but it is your choice which one you'd like to go for.
This is
If
not
it's per,
really a
if it's
dress.
per, it. I mean, you see women in dresses out there. It's
Yeah,
just
I know, but Artemis doesn't like dresses.
that's fair. Um, but yes, you could definitely put on whatever the hell this is.
Fit in.
It's a little loose on you.
The dress?
Uh, well, are you going with the dress or are you going with the men's clothing?
I prefer pants because Artemis likes pants. She's not like I said, she's not a dress kind of a person.
You can do that.
Plus, it's easier to fight in pants.
Fair enough. Okay, so yes, you are.
But
Uh,
the other thing though is if I don't wear the dress, I'll stick out
well,
anyway.
well, to be fair, you haven't gotten like a very thorough look at people,
That's true.
and
And in the movies, there are some women who wear pants.
yeah,
Like the what is it? Quick and the Dead? Is that the
yep,
one I'm thinking of? Yeah.
mm-hmm. Sam Raimi.
All
Uh,
right.
come
All right.
to it
Let's
now
go
that
with the
now that you're
pants.
thinking of like old westerns, it's kind of funny, but the fashion out there feels a little more like a movie than what you remember in history classes. As I recall, Artemis has pretty good academics, doesn't she?
Oh no.
Oh,
I only have one in academics.
oh, well, never mind. Shows what I know
Uh,
about this game. What's your academics
no,
plus
I'm more of
intelligence?
a uh, 5. I mean, I'm good at researching and investigating and anything to deal with bureaucratic nonsense.
All right. Well, yeah, you. Let's see. It's not so much that you remember it as from your books as much as you remember it from the odd movie you'd stay up watching. But a historically accurate outfits um, would be much more conservative. And this definitely has a bit more of a Hollywood vibe to it, you know.
I I knew it. I'm on a Hollywood movie set.
Everything's a little wilder, everything's a little sexier, everything's a little rougher. It doesn't look nearly as buttoned up as history would suggest. So,
All right. Well, then that's fine. I'll wear the pants.
all right. The crate that you find this manly clothing, since it's historical and they probably have some bullshit binary stuff going on. Um, the box you find the pants in, you find a small selection of clothing, which definitely conforms to the fashion outside. But said clothing, it's a little loose on you, but that's not the worst thing. It's like a rough cotton shirt and a buckskin jacket and pants. You could
Boots?
probably there are some boots. Um, the clothing that is in there, you notice that the box is labeled outgoing, but it doesn't say where it's going.
Okay. Can I still have my gun behind, like, tucked in my pants behind my back?
Absolutely.
Or is there
Um,
a gun holster?
no, that unfortunately is not among everything else, but odds are you'd be able to find something.
Too bad I can't, like, stick the rifle. Like,
I mean, if you can, they have straps and stuff. You just have to wonder if people are going to, you don't know what the local custom is regarding open carry.
pretty much, yeah. And I'm myself am a weapon, so
It's true.
I guess that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, a gun for you is just a don't screw with me.
Pretty much, yeah.
Incidentally, if you shifted up to Dalu, you're pretty sure that these clothes would fit very well. Um, On the other hand,
That's how big they are? Jeez.
they're fairly like they'd be just a hair tight, but these are sitting a little loose on you.
Damn. Okay. Well, hopefully my pants don't fall while I'm walking.
As you were looking through the boxes, you note sort of tucked away behind them is a ever so somewhat smelly bedroll, which, with your supernatural senses, you can tell smells like the guy that you pulled back into your world. There's some empty tins of fish, which have been discarded nearby, and an old oil lantern. It is not burning.
Do I get a hat?
Not as of yet.
So I can't sit there with like a piece of wheat in my mouth and the hat down.
Is the Pacific Northwest known for its majestic fields of wheat?
I'm thinking of the westerns, you know. Oh no, is it a cigarette? It's a cigarette.
Or a
There are
long,
westerns where they're chewing a piece of wheat.
sure, like in Colorado.
Okay, well anyway, let's move on. I'll go outside now.
All right. So, you, let's see. Let me shift up our music just a hair. All right. Uh, the smell of cut wood and sap, fish, and burning coal, all of that is just laying across your senses. The clatter of horse-drawn wagons, the distant toot toot of a steamship. Um, it's kind of crowded out here, to be honest. For being a frontier town, you wouldn't expect like this many people, and this definitely feels like a frontier town. There are no buildings that surpass maybe 3 stories, maybe, and that's the exception. Um,
Were there tumbleweeds blowing down the street?
no, it's the Pacific Northwest.
I know, but every time I see a western, these are the things I picture.
It's not dry here. It rains 9 months of the year. Um, no, if anything, the streets are a bit on the muddy side. It is overcast overhead. There is a newspaper girl nearby hawking papers. There are people walking down the wooden boardwalks on either side of the road, which is, I state again, fairly crowded with wagons moving everything from cut lumber to massive catches of fish. It is an absolute madhouse of anachronistic history moving around all about you. A fair number of people are openly carrying weapons. There are uh, people of all kinds of ethnicities, all kinds of states of dress and clothing. It is it is a hustle and a bustle, and aside from the vague sense that something is very off about this, you feel pretty wow. Wow. This is not the Seattle you left.
Okay. Let's let's go find a saloon.
All right.
I mean, if it
Uh
works in the real world, going to the bar, it's got to work in this world too, right?
let's see. As you are making your way through the crowds and the bustle, passing said newspaper girl, you catch a glance down and
Oh
can.
wait, yeah. What does the newspaper say? Is there a date on it?
There is. It is at present. September 1930.
Oh, damn it. Time traveled again.
That intelligence plus academics. Not a bad roll. You seem to recall that Seattle burned down in 1880 or 1889, and the rebuilding made everything a bit more on the side of brick. It's a very similar story to Chicago. A glue pot got knocked over and a fire started, and they had to rebuild again. You also remember that by 1930, who
There
the
were
hell?
cars.
Yeah, who the hell was dressing like this?
So it is like that time I time traveled, but everything was different. Okay. Let me talk to this newspaper girl. Oh, I don't have any money on me, do I? Shit.
I mean, you have money, but it's not.
It's not.
It's got
Whatever.
presidents these people don't know. Um, or presidents, they'd be like, "What the hell is that, Andrew Jackson?" Uh, no, you do not have any money you are aware of being easily used.
Couldn't even buy anything at the saloon, even if I went to the saloon, unless I want to try pickpocketing.
Or just see if anybody will buy you a drink.
I'm not. Okay.
You don't have to flirt. Sometimes they buy you a drink just because you look like you're interesting company. Anyway,
Uh,
so
well, okay. Let me talk to this newspaper. Does the newspaper say Seattle on it?
it is the Seattle Gazette. So yes.
Okay.
Buy a paper?
Uh, uh, no.
Well, the looking ain't free. At least that's what they say.
No, it's not. Um, so bad at interrogation. I am meant to crunch numbers and crack skulls.
Interrogating a 12-year-old girl selling newspapers. What do you know?
Can you point me to the nearest saloon?
Pick a direction, miss. You can find him anywhere. That being said, you could go down that way. Find at least 2 or 3 on your right.
Which one's the most popular?
Heck if I know, ma'am. Not like I can drink yet.
True.
But not a
Uh,
minute too soon when I turn 14. Extra, extra, read all about it. Chief of Police W.J. Fletcher to make speech today.
where is he going to make a speech?
Gotta buy the paper for that, miss. You ain't from around here, are you?
No, I'm not.
Well, must be another one off the boat.
Off the boat?
Well, how else did you get here?
By horse?
What, Captain Pendergast send you?
Hey,
Hmm?
what did you just say?
Captain Pendergast. Devil's captain.
Yeah, where can I find Captain Pendergast?
By the docks.
All right.
He's got one of them old ships, sail rigged, no steam engines or nothing.
Go head over to the docks and talk to someone who might possibly be related to me.
As you, Artemis Pendergast, start making your way west towards the coast and the docks and the what have you, um, you can see that the city is nowhere near as big as the one that you left behind. It really just encompasses downtown and Pioneer Square.
Okay. Well, at least I'll
Along
be able to find my way back to that portal.
You definitely feel like you're moving away from the more respectable part of town. Um, there's plenty of people hauling freight and a bustling business of ships coming and going. Um, but yeah, it's you make your way down and find that there is an array of ships docked. Again, offloading and loading cargo, both of the inanimate and human kind.
Hmm.
But yeah, it does look like most of the ships are old steamships. A fair number of the engines seem a little off. Not quite, not quite what you remember in history books.
Well, if
I,
this is really 1930, there should be cars.
and brick, way more
Well,
brick.
yeah, and brick. Okay. So he's the captain of this steamboat?
Not a steamship. She
Oh.
specifically said it's sail rigged.
Oh, okay. Where is the sail rigged boat?
Let's see. What's your perception?
7.
Oh, that's fine. Um, it's a hell of a crowd and a lot to parse through, but between your enhanced senses and your general inborn acumen, you manage to spot a ship that has really tall sails as opposed to just backup rigging for when things go wrong. Um, but you spot a ship. It's definitely looks like it's been through a whole bunch of action. Uh, it's got, I mean, it looks like it's in fair condition. Just wear and tear has definitely had its day with this ship, whose plate registers it as the Calliope.
I'm sorry. I just feel so lost because I'm not good with the talking to people.
Oh boy, but it's a role playing game.
I know, but Artemis is good with the investigating and looking for clues and interrogating and intimidating and
You're
fighting.
investigating the people.
Okay, is there like a dock worker around?
Oh gosh, look in any direction. You can find dozens upon dozens.
Okay, so I'm gonna go up to a dock worker.
All right. You find a guy who is currently hauling freight. There's giant burlap sacks on his shoulder. He's got a salt faded red scarf around his neck and pale, like stained white shirt, like heavy canvas, like it's just designed to survive. He's not paying you any mind unless you actively go for his attention.
I was gonna say, excuse me.
All right. Turns to look at you.
What can you
So,
tell me about that sailing ship?
Calliope ain't no good come from Captain Pendergast.
is what is Captain Pendergast?
They call him the Devil's Captain. Man to move
Why?
anything up and down the coast.
Oh,
Why, you're looking to get to Russian America?
get to where?
Russian America, up north?
Uh, no. I want to stay here in regular America.
Ma'am, your business is your own. I gotta haul this freight. You mind?
You want help?
I won't say no.
Okay, I'll help him so we could keep talking.
All right. You are easily able to lift up uh, the sacks of stuff. Wow. All right, then.
Well,
He keeps hauling. What do you want to know?
so I'm from the East Coast,
As you like.
and I heard that your town burned down a few years ago and had to up. Kevin's usual drop off. He will be back. There he is.
My regularly scheduled Discord hiccup.
Yep.
So you heard what?
Uh, so I said I heard that this town burned down a few years ago and it had to be rebuilt.
Hell,
So
that
you
ain't true.
decided to rebuild it with wood?
Town's never burned down, I heard.
Huh. What was the sheriff? No. The
Chief of police?
chief of police. So do you know what the chief of police's speech is going to be about today?
Hell, probably as usual nonsense.
Which is
Ah,
I just got here.
everything's under control, everything's fine, everything's dandy and Jake, but I don't know what you're expecting to find. Man's just looking to keep his position.
What's supposed to be under control but isn't?
Oh, everything you expect in any town. The crime is down, the prosperity is up, people are safe, business is booming. Good place to be. Guess he ain't wrong entirely.
How is he not wrong entirely?
Well, boomtown, better or worse. Business is up, up, up. Everybody doing something. And we got the university now, so guess it'll be a place of learning. Might save up and go myself someday. Sorry, I talk nonsense sometimes. Sets it down. You
Well,
set down your sack next to his, and he gestures for you to keep following, if you will.
yep. So the Devil's captain, does he just come here to trade?
And more or less, as far as I know, has his own people unload things. Or, if you ask me, his clients don't want anybody else handling their freight. That's meat by me. I got plenty to do on my own. Like I said, Boomtown.
Right. Is there anything off about him?
Well, he got them tattoos.
What kind of tattoos?
You only see him in passing sometimes. Just a glimpse of it here or there. Sea dragons on his chest, snake at the ankle, things like that. Man looks like he was born under the sea.
He's a wereshark.
You got a lot of wolf tattoos?
No.
Presumptive.
But you can't see my tattoos, at least not with the normal human eye.
Oh, woo.
Ooh, woo.
Damn it, Kevin. So,
Okay, so uh
no, Devil's
is it
Captain moves people, not freight.
so is it unusual for a captain to not let the normal dock workers unload?
Well, if he's moving people, ain't allowed to unload with the dock workers. mostly cargo back and forth here and there.
Yeah.
Fine silks from China, not that you see anybody actually using them. All kinds of things from Russian America, some stuff from down south, anything along the coast.
Do you
Now,
say merchant America?
I said Russian America.
Oh, Russian America. So America defeated the Russians?
What are you talking about?
Why is it called Russian America?
Well, America is the continent you're on, and Russians colonized the
Canada?
far north. No, past Canada. What are you talking about?
Past Canada.
Look, get yourself a compass, find the one that says N, and when the needle is pointing toward it, start walking. Eventually, you'll find it.
Very funny. I feel like I need backup.
It's not outside the realm of reason.
But I can't,
Look,
all my backup would be vampires, and there is sunny, sunny, sun here.
it is pretty sunny. I mean, it's
Although,
overcast, but that's not going to do a damn thing.
right, although when I went, this isn't technically Earth.
Oh, is this Martian America?
No, I mean, I'm saying like maybe the rules of that don't apply here. Is there some silver around?
Just laying around?
Tools?
Silver tools. No, not laying around on the dock.
Okay, well, when I see some silver, I'm gonna touch it.
Uh, he finishes up. The two of you set down the last of the sacks. He wipes his brow with the kerchief and puts it back around his neck. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for the help.
You're welcome.
Something else you need? I'm just gonna go get a drink.
I could use a drink.
All right. Well, I ain't buying. But that being
Oh,
said, he steps over. You see a dock worker looking slightly more official, like salt worn dress jacket, but like no shirt underneath and like a kerchief tied too long to simulate a tie and a bowler hat. Shells out a few pieces of silver to him, nods, and he comes back. All right, well, follow me.
I don't have any money.
Well, shit, sell that gun you got there.
I need it.
You say so. Chief of police says everything's safe, doesn't he? So, stepping into a small sea shanty smelling place, if a sea shanty could have a smell. Uh, but it definitely has a smell. Sweat and hard work, spilled ale, fish. You could see a number of people sitting at the tables, standing at the bars. Again, things are surprisingly crowded. Um, he manages to find a small table, and coming back from the bar, he has two mugs. Just poor damn manners to drink alone. Sets it down in front of you. Ain't the best grog, but it'll wash down whatever's stuck in your mouth. That is some fairly watery beer.
Okay.
She from out east, you
I'm
said?
gonna. Yes. Well, southeast.
Hmm.
Louisiana.
Oh, you don't sound French to me.
Oh, well, I didn't grow up there.
Okay. Lady of the travel, lady of the times. Mother damnable to have a ball with you, huh?
Is that the brothel?
I mean, she's got a brothel, but I don't think that's what it's about. You must be new. You ain't heard of Mother Damnable?
No.
Heart and soul of the city, if you ask me.
What does she like take in lost people?
I don't go that far. More along the lines of I think she's got a finger and a toe in every pie in town. Now, runs a nice little place, Felka Hotel. Big temper.
Does she have her fingers in any of Captain Pendergast's pies?
Far as I know, Captain Pendergast ain't got any pie he's willing to share. Idea I always got is that he'll suffer fools, just not for free. But like I said, I've never had to haul any freight for the man. Tends to stick to people, and whatever I've seen him take, there's always been somebody waiting to pick it up. You
Who?
ask me, somebody, not like the same person. Not as I've
Oh.
noticed, but then again, I ain't been looking. Stick your nose where there's bound to be trouble, you're gonna find that nose broken.
Yeah, well.
Life's hard enough without any kind of hell, I don't know, trying to find trouble.
Right.
Listen to that chief of police. He'll tell you there's all kinds of things happening, but that don't change a single damn thing as far as I'm concerned. Police can't be everywhere, and if they was, wouldn't be a lot of fun to be had.
Hmm. Is the sun going down?
Looking outside, it feels like it will be before too long. That being said, it feels like the day is longer. Like you would have expected it to be darker by now.
Yeah. I feel like I'm not going to get any information on what this place actually is from these people because they think it's a place.
And they think they're people.
Well, I mean, they could be people, but
Then why can't this be a place? You have swallowed the grog. You have tasted the mist in the air.
yeah, but I mean, I've also been to a different planet that wasn't really a planet. And
Have you now?
yeah, when me, William, and Soros got sucked into somewhere because of Pinstripe.
There are so many viewers right now who have no idea what that means. Anyway, so
I'm sorry. I'm honestly lost.
the place is yours to explore.
I know, like I want to go somewhere and make sure I can still shift.
You can do that.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for the drink and for the company.
Well, good luck to you.
I will see you around.
Here's hoping.
I'm Artemis, by the way.
Oh, Charlie. takes your pale hand in his dark one, and yeah, leaves you with a toast to the mug and a nod before turning his eye to whatever entertainment takes his fancy for the moment.
Make sure I don't say my last name around here.
It does seem to be occupied at the moment.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let me.
The sky has reached a bit of a golden tinge coming
Okay.
from the west, so you're guessing the sun will be setting before too long.
Okay, so if the sun will be setting shortly, I'm gonna go back to the building that has the portal.
All right.
Still nobody here.
Mm.
Okay, try to shift to Daru, just regular.
It's the
I,
familiar, comfortable discomfort.
but I did it okay.
Yeah.
All right, shift back to human. Is there any silver in here?
Uh, Going through the crates, there's nothing here that is silver. However, it does occur to you that, I mean, theoretically, you could sell some of this stuff.
Yeah.
The
All right,
crate
let's
had
take
the
the.
crate had 5 rifles packed into it. If you wanted to try to sell those, the bottles of medicine, those look like something you could get rid of.
Okay. So I saw how much Charlie got paid for doing a day's worth of work.
Mm.
So can I use my I worked for the IRS, so I should be able to
You want to figure out
figure
local
out,
exchange rates?
yeah, like how much I could legitimately be able to sell medicine for.
Um, it would help if you knew what people are selling it for.
Okay.
So if you went into a shop and got to look at what they sell,
All right,
and you
let's
could
go.
probably, yeah.
Yeah, let's go do that.
All right. Do you bring do you bring some with you?
Is there a bag I can shove them in?
Uh, yeah, there's actually an old canvas rucksack sitting next to the bedroll.
Okay, shove some of them in the bag. Excuse me.
As you shove it in, you hear something crinkle and something jingle.
Okay, look in the bag and see what the hell is crinkling and jingling.
You pull it out and you can see that there is several somewhat faded newspapers, or at least clippings from them, or a page torn out here and there. There's also a series of rings, gold, 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 but each of them has less adornment on it. It's like the same ring again, 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 but the first one had a little cluster of diamonds, and the second one had a single diamond, and the next one is just plain. There is also a small bone. You want to say it's like one of these, but it looks weird. It doesn't. It smells like bone, but it also smells kind of like computery. It's too. It feels a weird weight too. Strange mess, almost like you're holding an aluminum reproduction of a bone.
Bite it. Does it taste aluminum-y?
You really want to be tasting people with your problems?
Amy. Oh. I have that nifty gift.
All right. What am I rolling if you want to use it?
Well, I just want to see if it's actually people, because you said it doesn't feel like a real bone.
Okay.
So first I want to see if it's people.
Um, yes? Question mark?
All right. Well then, let's try it.
All right. Anything I roll for that?
No, I just have to spend an essence. So it will tell me something about whoever this person was.
All right. I have to look up a different song
Okay.
for how weird this should feel.
Oh.
uh, Give me 1 second because I want to really give you this experience.
Oh, good.
I was not planning on this, which I'm fine with. It's just yucky. Here we go. So you bite into it and spend some essence trying to feel memories.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you are feeling there's okay, what the there's weird electric shocks passing through you and an odd sense of static, and it feels like you just put your lips on a static covered TV screen. There's a zap and you can recall seeing your husband who loves you. And then one day your husband comes home and he looks haunted and he won't talk about what he saw. But then you also, he's not your husband, he's just an old flame. I mean, but he asks if you'll marry him. And you say yes, because why not? But then he's not your husband. He's just this old friend you knew from school. Why is he so angry and confused? And now, wait, that's not your husband. He's just some guy. And then he pulls out an axe and he's screaming.
Okay, that was weird.
Yes. Having bit into the bone, you can see that the inside has little striations and veins of something like copper.
Okay. So that's weird. Just put that back in the bag. What do the newspaper clippings say?
Let's see. 19, let's see. It's 1926, 1927, 1928, 1929. Each of them is from the past year, but that like the clippings themselves don't seem to actually, you don't really notice anything about the contents that seem like a pattern between them.
Well, what are the articles about? Anything?
Uh Steamship, a new shipment of immigrants leads to discussion of importation tariffs and occupation. Chief of police says murders are spate of foreigners. There's another one that says what is it? Tarragon prices increasing by 40% due to locusts. Uh, and there's a last one that says, let's see, uh, Sharrow law firm burns down.
Okay. tuck those back in the bag. I'll put some more bottles back in the bag and then see if I can find a general store or a pharmacy.
All right. Doesn't take much looking around before you find a little general store.
Or apothecary. That's what they were called.
Sometimes they still do. Yeah, if you want to find a specific apothecary, the sign even has the mortar and pestle on it. What is it? What is it? Stewart's Apothecary and Barber. It's got the pole outside.
Yep. So go ahead and walk in and take a gander at what they're charging for their medicine.
The door opens easily with a little jingle jingle. Inside, you can see that there's a back cabinet with glass panes so that you can see the various jars and tinctures and reductions inside. There's a conservatively dressed for this place lady behind the counter, her hair done up in one of those like poof with a bun on top do's, and a dress that covers her from wrist to neck and down. She looks very prim and very polite. She's currently speaking with an older lady who's hunched over, explaining something and moving her wrist. And she's nodding and counting out some money and passing it. She looks up at you. Just a moment. There are shelves, other things in the store aside from just the cabinet. Mostly, braces and liver pills, Um, the old lady thanks her and shuffles out past you, all wrapped up. The old hat with the flower out the top. Yeah, very, very like people in Mary Poppins hat. So the lady behind the counter looks over. Is there anything I could help you with?
Well, what are they pricing their medicine at?
You get a standard rate. I won't get into like the fine tuning of economics for the sake of our game. But you figure out a pretty standard price for the kinds of things you allegedly have.
Okay, how much of a can you at least tell me how much of a like profit margin they would get for if I sell it for them for
Well,
like
well, considering you didn't pay anything for it, it's pure profit. That's
no
what
no
makes
like
Prime so great.
no for them like to make it worth them buying it from me is what I'm
Oh, I
saying.
mean,
Like
you could probably sell it for half. That's
okay, all right. So I was wondering if you would be in the market for some new Fango cures.
the fact that you're willing to call them newfangled makes me a little curious. To
Okay,
say
take
nothing
one
of
of
dubious.
the bottles out.
Uh, well, I tend to deal in legitimate medicine. I'm going to take it you yourself did not purchase these.
Nope, I'm just selling them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I run a lawful business, miss. That being said, I will admit to an academic curiosity as to what that composition just might be. She holds up one bottle. I suppose I would be willing to pay a few dollars for the lot, but no more.
That's fine.
Splendid. All right then. She reaches into a box underneath the counter and puts down 3 silver coins.
Ah, shit.
This
Okay,
was
can I?
part of the test.
It was true, but I didn't want to do it in front of a person. Okay, so do I have pockets?
Yes.
Okay, so just grab them real quick and shove them in my pocket.
Touching them is not pleasant. It's silver, and silver must work. It doesn't burn you to hold it, but it is like they're a bit too hot and you're having sort of an itchy, immediate allergic reaction.
Yeah.
It's like, you ever had like a nasty sunburn and you touch something with it?
Yes.
It feels like that. It's not gonna kill you, but there's no reason you would wear this you would like hold on to this willingly unless it was an exercise. So,
Well, that's
mm,
why I did, because I had a
yep.
feeling that it would be uncomfortable, and I didn't want to show her it's uncomfortable.
You do that rather quickly. I don't suppose there's anything I can get for you.
Do you know if the sheriff is hiring?
Hiring.
Yes.
Mm, I don't know about hiring. Uh, Certainly, Chief Fletcher has a number of very competent officers under his command. But as far as hiring goes, I'm afraid I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
That being said, I think it wouldn't be the worst thing for the chief to hire some more help, given the sheer number of immigrants coming in.
Hmm. I see. Okay. Well, thank you.
Certainly. I hope you'll remember Stewart's if you need anything.
Yep.
Be more than happy to fulfill a prescription for you. Or perhaps trim your hair. It's a very novel look you have, miss.
It's all the rage in the South,
South where?
Louisiana.
Oh, of course. French. Marvelous.
Okay. So is the sun down yet?
It's getting there. It would have been by now.
Jeez Louise. Okay, well, if it's getting there, let me head back so I can get Liberetta.
All right. Okay, so. Mm-mm-mm. Passing through the portal. Emerging to the other side. You can. Libretta saw you off.
Yeah.
Um, as you emerge through the portal, uh, you again feel that sort of wrenching, chilling, what the fuck feeling before emerging on the other side. And Libretta looks up. That was fast. What happened to your
Fast.
clothes? You
What do
have
you?
been gone 27 seconds.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
What happened to your clothes?
I had to change to fit in.
You smell different as well.
Different how?
Um, Fish. Have you been around the
Well,
docks?
yes. In 1930.
She takes
Except
in your clothes.
except it wasn't the 1930 that you would see in a history book. I think I've stumbled across some kind of alternate universe timeline.
You look like Davy Crockett.
Well, this is what people are wearing over there.
All the rage then.
I wouldn't say this is actually like the most fashionable, but it was better than wearing a dress. So,
So I want to be entirely clear. Passing through this worm nest leads to a parallel universe, an alternate timeline.
from past experience, let's just say I went into an alternate timeline.
What? Wait. Past experience? You've done this before?
Well, not this is different. I didn't go through a worm's nest last time. Wait, hold on, refresh my memory. Was it the librarians that sent
Effect,
us?
yes.
Yeah, okay. There were these vampire twins that sent us in back in time, but it wasn't our back in time. It was like 1940 something, but we lost the war. And then we were on another planet somehow, and then we fast forwarded to current New Orleans, but it wasn't our current New Orleans either.
I almost every noun that you just used requires an explanation.
I wish I could explain, but I'm be honest, I'm not even sure what happened.
Vampire twins.
Have you heard of the librarians?
Her eyes go wide. Do you know where they are?
Not anymore.
Damn
It's
it.
on my list.
If you find them, she gets closer, like she's actually almost afraid somebody will hear. If you find them, I'd be willing to reward you very handsomely for their return.
Why? What are you going to do to them?
Do to them nothing. They're incredibly dangerous and have to be contained before they hurt people. That being said, they're a repository of untold stolen knowledge. It's an incredible resource and an incredible hazard. Frankly, I shudder to think what would happen if they fell into the wrong hands. Would they be destroyed? Which would eliminate the accumulated knowledge that they've consumed from others over countless centuries, to say nothing of just the danger that they represent to the people that they might hurt. No, they have to be
Oh.
contained. Only the Ordo can do that, and only the right Ordo will know how to contain them rather than simply eliminating them, or worse, being eliminated themselves. Legend has it that no few chapter houses fell due to the improper containment of them. I shudder to think what would happen if the Lankea found them.
Well, they might have. Um, I mean, they were in New Orleans.
Well, now they read from a book.
Yeah.
Do you remember the book, the title, the author, anything?
Do I remember the book?
Uh,
I don't remember the book.
no, you were kind of just standing around being intimidating while others were doing all the book work at the time, but you do recall that it was written in German and that it had a carbon dating that did not entirely match its history, and that it was apparently written by Baron Geheim.
Okay, I relay all of that information.
Was it Baron Geheim? Graf Geheim, I think.
I just remember Geheim, and he still owes me.
I don't know. You might be square by now.
How?
Because he did a lot for you.
Did not.
Anyway,
Okay.
uh, of Geheim, of the Geheim bloodline,
Mm-hmm.
you are well traveled, aren't you? Well, um, all right. And you were sent to another planet,
Yes.
and we lost a war there, which
No,
apparently.
wait, so I think first we were sent to New Orleans, but it wasn't our New Orleans. It was New Orleans in an alternate like reality where America lost in World War II. And then did we go to the then we went to the planet? Very vague. A lot has happened since then.
You lead a
But
very eventful life.
fortunately, sometimes I miss the quiet, but then sometimes I think I can't handle the quiet anymore. But if
Hmm.
you walk through this portal, you're going to be in 1930 Seattle, but it's not going to be the 1930s Seattle that happened in the timeline you're living. Because the fire never happened. It's all still wood. The clothes don't really match. The boats don't match. But I was wondering if you would want to come with me and perhaps you could shed some light on what the heck is actually in there. The sun might be back up though, because we've been talking for a lot of seconds.
Okay,
And
so there's
apparently the same rules apply in there because silver hertz I can still shift.
hmm.
So I'm assuming the sun will hurt you.
All right then.
Unless you found a way to withstand the sunlight.
More or less, but there's no true conquering it unless you're Dracula himself. All right then. I have to pack.
Okay.
All right, so she hustles on up. Doop-doop-doop-doop,
How
doop-doop-doop-doop.
many seconds have passed since I came back?
I mean, it's been a couple of minutes,
Oh, great. So it's been a few days.
maybe, or weeks, or years, or maybe it flows the other direction. It's hard to say. For all you know, it's randomized. For all you know, I'm rolling dice. So, yeah, it'll be a little while before she like packs up everything.
Okay. Um, well, I'm not gonna go through without her.
All right. She comes back down in. I mean, they're modern clothes, but they've got that sort of, I guess, like pseudo Victorian thing going on.
Okay.
You know, like you'd almost consider it steampunky, but like casual steampunk.
Yeah.
What do you
Okay.
think? Will this work?
Yep.
Excellent.
Assuming that we end up back where I was where I came from.
She has a large oilskin tarp tucked under one arm. All right then. Uh, do I have to hold your hand, or what do we do?
Maybe we should hold hands.
She holds the tarp over her, and you tuck your hand inside, and she's holding on to it. Do you pass through again?
Yep.
All right. The shift feels pretty easy. It's like you're carrying a lot of weight pulling her through, but not enough to break you by far. Boom. Onto the other side, it is nighttime.
Good. It's nighttime.
She peeks out from under, drops the tarp. Amazing.
Okay, let's hide your tarp in the back room here.
There's a back. Of course, there's a back room. She goes in back.
Does it look the same
Yeah.
as how I left it?
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Go out the front door.
You step out into a still bustling town, even though the sun is down. Um, Oil lamps are ever here and there with the odd open flame every once in a while. It is very much a frontier town at night, except people are still walking the promenades and the boardwalks, chatting. There isn't like any newspaper hawkers, and there's probably fewer wagons, but aside from that, people still seem to be laughing, carousing, doing their thing.
If I pass by the Stewart's apothecary, or Stewart's.
Mm. It is closed.
Okay. I'm trying to look for a sign that like it's a different day.
I mean, you only checked the year
Right.
when you looked at the date, so you're not really sure you'd know.
Okay.
You had a lot on your plate as it was.
Right. Okay. So I'll turn to Liberetta. So everybody here thinks that this is just, their world. Like our world is our world. What? Are you sensing something? Seeing something?
I'd rather not say right now.
It could be helpful.
I was embraced in 1889.
And does this look just like 1889?
No, but it's close.
Okay. If you were embraced in 1889, then you know about the fire
Yes, I do.
and the Axeman.
I'm sorry?
The Axeman? Some
Um,
preacher dude?
um, there were a few preachers of the era.
Am I not remembering that correctly? Oh, wait, no. The Axeman is the one I pulled through, isn't it? Okay, never mind. Then never mind. Scratch that. Pause, rewind. Okay. So it's not quite like it was, though, in 89, right?
No, no, it is not. She looks at some of the people. The fashion is very different. The technology is anachronistic. It's as though there's parallel fields of development. Like World War I never happened. And to say
Well,
nothing of
apparently.
Reconstruction.
Right. And apparently in the North, it's called Russian America.
Well, I mean, it was Russian America. Uncanny.
Was there a, what was it, the Devil's
But
Captain?
that doesn't ring a bell.
Well, someone here is called the Devil's Captain, and their last name is Pendergast. It's a guy, so it's not an alternate me, but my god, if it's Rafe, I'm just gonna kick his ass.
Don't go giving me ideas.
You're an idiot even in your alternate timeline.
You asked her about priests?
Well, that's because I thought that the Axeman was an old preacher who was like killing prostitutes back in the day.
No.
But that's not correct. He's the guy I pulled through the portal.
Well, I recall Father Francis Xavier Prefontaine. I remember um,
And there goes Kevin. And he's back.
okay. I remember Father Francois Valencourt.
him?
Say again.
What about him?
And what about him? Are you talking? I can't.
No, I'm not talking.
Okay.
Just forget the priest thing because I thought it was something to do with the Axeman, but I was
Okay.
mistaken because I forgot the Axeman is the guy I pulled through. Has that guy I pulled? Oh well, no, because I was only gone for a few seconds. That's right. Okay. Well, since this looks like a lot like the town you lived in, why don't you lead the way?
As you like. Uh, you can hear the clop, clop, clop of wagon, horse-drawn wagon coming up, and you can see that there is a police officer like driving it up. There are a couple others running by the side. They are proceeding towards downtown. There is something of a party happening in that saloon that the little girl indicated, and you can hear applause coming from downtown. Like almost, it sounds like there's a public address because you can hear. "Rah, rah, rah, rah,
Okay, so
rah,
that's
rah."
probably where the sheriff dude is talking. I say that out loud.
Sheriff.
Yeah, he was supposed to make some kind of speech about how everything is okay and crime is down and everybody is happy.
Sounds like a kindred sheriff.
Sounds like a human sheriff.
I don't suppose you spotted any kindred or your own kind?
No, but I have a sneaking suspicion this Pendergast person is possibly my kind.
Should we seek him out?
I don't know if we want to because he tends to deal in a cargo that just makes me angry.
Much as I wish to observe all of this, and I have every intention of doing so, I feel that if there is a local kindred population, we should announce ourselves.
Well, I wouldn't know where to find them. Well, maybe I would, but sure. Yeah, let's try to find them.
All right. On you go. Where would you like to look?
Uh Oh, ask Liberetta. So there's a what crap, what was her name? Madam
Mother Damnable?
Yeah, I was gonna say Madame Buble.
I don't know how you got there. That is a journey I cannot track.
Mother Damnable?
Oh, everyone knew her.
Oh, would she know where Kindred are? She apparently has a piece of all the pies.
It's not beyond reason.
Wait, so she existed in your time?
Absolutely. Marianne Conklin. She was famous. She was the heart and soul of Seattle in a few ways.
Wait a minute. That name sounds familiar.
People knew her all along the West Coast. She would swear very loudly in 6 different languages.
Why does Mary Conklin sound familiar to me? Is it supposed to?
I don't know.
Can I roll a memory check?
How about I, Kevin, don't know?
Oh, okay. Okay, so then maybe it's just my brain. Um, I thought that when I was doing research on Seattle, that name came up. Okay. So do you think she would know?
It's possible. The territorial government would rent her spaces for meeting. I mean, there wasn't anyone who was anyone who didn't know Mrs. Conklin. She's still remembered in Seattle to this day.
There was no Pendergast in your time. Interesting.
Not that I knew, but you have to bear in mind that this is one, clearly very different, and two, that I didn't know everyone.
Well, he seems to carry a reputation around here, so
That's
okay,
here.
well, let's go see Mother Damnable.
I think I can lead the way, if this is all the same basic place.
Okay.
All right. So, she leads you towards the Felker Hotel. It is not very far away at all. Um, the hotel itself is a well-kept place. It's clean house, reasonable rates. Inside, you can hear an absolute ranting. What languages do you speak?
Oh, um, hang on, I gotta check my book. Not everything fits on my character sheet. German and English.
Yeah, it's funny because she is swearing in German right now.
Oh, what she said. What's she swearing about?
Well, you've got enhanced hearing, so you would definitely. Let's see. Uh, as you are approaching towards the earshot, delicious son of a bitch. If you don't understand the simple rate of exchange of coin for service, then du kannst mich mal, du Hurensohn. Look, miss, I swear that I told her du hast den Acht offen. I don't know what that means. People are laughing. As you approach the doors, they burst open as a man is thrown out. And you see a slight but stout woman, like maybe just a hair over 5 feet high, but like a yard around. Working businesswoman's outfit, shirt sleeves, a plain sturdy dress, apron, boots. This is a working woman. Brown hair pinned into a sturdy bun, a steady gaze. She has fair skin, but it is bright red right now as she puffs, looking at the guy. Inside, you can hear applause. She turns and looks at you.
Evening in German.
Sorry?
Can I say good evening in German?
Mm-hmm. Guten Abend.
Okay, good Nabbit.
And to you, Mrs. Can I help you? Looking for a room?
How do I say this? With we're not really looking for a room. We're looking for a specific group of people, and we were told that you know a lot of people.
Well, the girls upstairs set their own rates. You have to ask them. But if you so much as look at one wrong, I'll split your goddamn head open.
No, not like that. They are night dwelling,
I've got boys too.
not sex workers.
All right. We're gonna stand out here all night, or you coming in?
Okay, let's go
She
in.
steps inside.
Liberetta,
Uh,
what's a vampire code?
what? What?
Is there a vampire code or something? Like a word I can say?
Don't eat each other? What? Oh, like I don't. What?
Like,
She's not. She's not kindred.
But some humans know kindred things.
I, it. Are you coming?
Yeah.
Libretta like gives like a weird, confused, and you step inside.
What's wrong with you?
I just haven't been intimidated by a mortal in a very long time.
Interesting. Okay.
All right, you step inside.
Yep.
There's
There's people in here?
yes, there's a bar, there's tables and chairs. Somebody's playing a piano in the corner.
Do I recognize any of them as kindred?
No, or werewolves.
None of our kind in here.
So, Mother Damnable is wiping her hands on a somewhat clean rag. So, what exactly are you looking for?
So it's like a special club. They would always meet at night. Maybe they've used your rooms before.
With all respect, miss, we run a respectable place. And with that in mind, that means discretion is part of it. I don't make a habit of talking about my guests, which means if you're my guest, I won't make a habit of talking about you either.
I use my common sense to know what kind of question to ask here.
Common sense doesn't tell you what to say, it just tells you if saying something is a good idea or a bad idea.
Well, I already have a feeling that I shouldn't have said anything. But
What do we roll for your common sense?
well, I mean, if Libretta needs to introduce herself, how could I?
I'm going to let you link your common sense into your unlikely auspice.
My unlikely auspice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sure. So I roll 7.
All right. Um, you have an odd feeling that this lady is important and that she probably knows more than you do. It's just one of those weird gut feelings you get. And you note that this feeling is like when you first became a werewolf, not after Digger, not after the big bad wolf. This is like back in the day when you were your own wolf. In fact, you know that distant howling you always kind of hear since you made the bargain? You don't hear it. It had been so constant, you forgot all about it. But and now that you think about it, when you passed back through the portal and came back to your world, you could hear it far away. But here, there's nothing. Hmm, curious.
Well, obviously she knows more than me because I don't even know where I am.
You have an odd sense that you are talking to the person you need to be talking to, or at least that this person has something to do with whatever happens next in this place.
Okay.
There is a sense of destiny about this woman.
Would it be a bad idea to tell her that I'm from an alternate universe?
You already used up your common sense. You tell me.
So these people we're looking for, it's kind of a rule that when you're new to a town, you have to introduce yourself to them.
Seems like good manners.
But we don't necessarily know where they are.
Uh-huh.
How much do you believe in unexplainable weird happenstances? Or like that you're put in the right place at the right time?
Do you ladies need a room?
How much is it for a room?
How about we say $1?
Is 1 coin $1?
Yes.
Okay. Quickly put it down.
Her eyes follow your hand. She puts one finger down on the coin and slides it back off the edge of the counter, and you hear it plink into a drawer. Follow me. She moves towards the. She says, "Why don't you just get set up down here? Make yourselves comfortable, and I'll make sure your room is made up." Gregory! See a young, maybe from India, guy come up. Ma'am, room for these two? Say room 7. Sure. And he, instead of running upstairs, runs into the back room. Why don't I just give you two a drink and we'll just put it on your tab? Something to
Can we
wake up or
drink?
something to sleep? I
Uh,
can.
okay.
I'm
I
not
can
gonna
also
hold.
drink it for you. Something to wake up.
Best coffee on the West Coast. She pours you 2 steaming cups, plunks down the mugs in front of you. Beg your pardon. She steps into the back room.
I am so bad at legwork. But I think she's the person we're supposed to be talking to. I just have a hunch. What are your thoughts?
I wish I was of more help here. I'm overwhelmed. I'm thrilled.
Okay, well,
this
if you
this
need to meet the kindred, you're gonna have to help me find them.
I
Because
don't
I don't have to meet them.
obviously I have to meet them, and it's important that I meet them. I just this is
Well, where
I
did the kindred hang out during your time?
uh, this wasn't how it was.
But it's sort of like it was.
I didn't have the benefit of my sire.
Hmm.
I don't remember my embrace. I was asleep, and when I woke up, I was like this. And I had to find my own way. And
Huh.
what I found, that took time. I was really found. And at that point, things were in reconstruction. And
You and my friends have a lot in common.
and then I left for a time. And then I came back. This let's bear in mind I was still a neonate when World War I happened, and that had its own set of complications. Especially considering I was in Europe at the time. There was a great deal to learn.
Okay. Well, I think Madam Damnable over there has an inkling about what I am based on the fact that that
M-
silver is not comfortable to hold.
Mother damnable. She's technically a madam, but she doesn't like being called that. At least she didn't.
Okay, Mother Damnable then.
Or just Mrs. Conklin. Just just don't piss her off. Do your kind ever lose control? I mean, they must.
Yep.
Well, it seems you know that we do as well. The sound of her shouting directly at us, I can't guarantee that I won't frenzy.
Maybe I should have left you back at home.
What about you? I mean, I won't turn into an 8-foot tall killing machine.
I have yet to do that from simply being yelled at.
You haven't been yelled at by Mother Damnable. Let's be fair.
Okay, I'll drink Loretta's coffee too if she doesn't want it.
She's blushing. She can drink it. She just has to throw it up later.
Well, that's
Um,
why I offered to drink it so she wouldn't have to even throw it up.
you get the impression that she's drinking it as much for research purposes.
Okay.
Um,
Does it taste like coffee?
she tastes it first, and like she looks up at you. Seems to be coffee, and I don't taste anything else in it. Um, Not terribly far away, you can still hear the applause and the cheers of people at the public speaking event. Um, whatever's whatever's happening over there, it's been going on for a while and shows no sign of stopping. Um, Beyond that, people are just taking their ease, eating their food, drinking their drinks, having conversation. Uh, you can hear heavier boot steps in the back room now, and they seem to be going up some stairs, like significantly heavier than what you've heard before. Just then, Mother Damnable comes out of the back. Well, then, I'll show you to your rooms myself.
Awesome.
She proceeds towards the stairs and leads you up.
Okay.
You hear snores past some of the doors and lascivious moans and squishing sounds through others. A lot of bed spring squeaking. And finally, room 7. Door opens. She gestures for you to go inside.
Is there anybody in here?
Definitely.
But like not hiding, visible?
Definitely hiding.
Oh, where?
Sound from the sound of breathing, you're guessing in the armoire.
Okay. Walk over to the
The door
armoire and
the
open
door
it.
shuts behind you. Inside, you can see a pair of police officers.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hey, one of them is has a pistol out, and the other one's holding a baton. The door closes, and Mother Damnable is looking at the two of you. Her hair is like flaring up slightly, and it's as though the air around her is crackling. And she says, "You're not like any agents I've seen. What is your business here?"
I'm not sure.
"This is my world, and I will not have any angels ruining it for me."
Oh, I'm not an angel.
"Neither am I." And that is where we will bring this one to a close.
Damn, okay.
Yes, today's song is chosen special. All right. Well done, you.
Thank you.
Let's have beats really quick. Aspirations?
Uh, discover more about werewolves.
No.
Get out of the contract with the big bad wolf. No.
Take a beat. You have found a clue.
Oh, okay. Um, find out what's happening with the Seattle locust.
Take a beat.
All right, and a beat for playing.
Beat for playing. No conditions resolved.
I don't have any conditions
Yeah.
currently.
You didn't finish any hunts. All right. So yeah. So, yeah. Hope everybody had a good time.
Sorry,
Goodness
I'm
knows.
taking notes.
No, that's fine. Goodness knows I don't even know where we go from here because there's a lot of moving parts and it's really up to Ashley where Artemis goes next. But tune in same time next month and you will see the next episode of this particular show.
Yes.
In 2 weeks you can tune in unless there's something I missed for the
Nope.
next episode of the Requiem
William.
of William Ravelowe,
Yes. Prophecy and sacrifice.
which has all kinds of hijinks involving apparently Nazis, kindred, and modern day Poland, and what appear to be werewolves. Let's see what else is Jerry at Twitch.
Jerry at Twitch is gonna be coming up this Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. on the
Hmm.
Tooth and Claw Realities Twitch channel.
Hmm. Aside from that, we'd like to say a very special thank you, as ever, to all of our talented artists, all of our fantastic layout, and Erica for her engineering talents. We love you.
And of
Um,
course, a thank you to the viewers.
yes, thank you so much, guys. We're going and we're going strong, and it's all because of you guys. We hope we entertain you. If you like the artwork, the layout, or anything, we have the credits coming up shortly where you can find these people and please give them your business because hot damn, they are talented. Um, but yeah, so anything I'm missing, Ashley?
I don't think so.
Okay, then.
Oh,
Uh,
make sure to like us on Facebook. There's a link in the bottom details. Follow us on Twitter. And if you need to catch up on anything, check out our YouTube page.
yes, we will have short clips and full episodes posting basically as soon as we can get them done. So, yeah. All
Yep.
right, then.
All right. Thank you.
Well, see you next time.
Bye.